Hello, independent voter, old and computer illiterate. I call this one President Trump's State of the Union. Now, it's going to be on tomorrow. And I've read that some Congress peoples and senators aren't going to it. Of course, they're mostly Democrats. Let me explain. The Democratic Party is no longer Democrat. Ever since that empty suit, half a homie, punk ass bitch, and you know who I'm talking about, he did a great job dividing us in his 8 years. That's when everything started to get crazy. Violent organizations like Black Lives Matter and Antifa came into play. I know that everyone says that the previous president, in my opinion, that fraudulently installed puppet degenerate with dementia president and Vice President Ho, they're the ones who created this economy that's killing us. President Trump gets reelected, everything seems to be President Trump's fault. But in my opinion, the Democrats are trying to be a slick version of that filthy communist Chinese government, only a slicker version. And I'm not even going to get into that horse-faced, stupid-sounding little girl who went to Munich and made a total fool of herself. And that California governor, I don't know why they went there. I think it was one of the dumbest moves that the Democrats have ever made. So, in my opinion, President Trump, State of the Union tomorrow night, he's going to point out all the stuff he's done. I didn't know shit about President Trump when he first ran. All I knew, successful business guy, was in a movie Home Alone and had a show The Apprentice that was a hit show. Never watched a second of it. I got cable. I got rid of cable. I really don't watch too much TV. And in March, I will be celebrating 31 years. I don't watch ABC News, NBC News, CBS News, Fox News in the bottom of the barrel, CNN, MSNBC, and CNBC. In 95, I just got sick of those teleprompter Muppet enemy propagandists. They are not journalists. I knew back then they had an agenda. And I didn't get a computer till late in life, and it just went down, and I don't even bother. It's bad enough I got this stupid phone that I put down and I turn off at times because it's too much of a diversion. They got us, man. The screen. When I get on a train or a bus, 90% of the people are looking at their phones. People walking around where I live in the worst city because they elected an Islamic fascist mayor posing as one of the most ignorant things one can call oneself, a democratic socialist. There is nothing democratic about socialism. I can't understand how people don't study history. It doesn't work. And these young people, let me explain. I was young and stupid too, but compared to these young people, I was Einstein. I was out of school, thank goodness, before the federal government put in the Department of Education, which should have been called the Department of Brainwashing and Indoctrination. There are two reasons why These young people are so fucked up. One is the Department of Education, and two, I'll say it even though I'm not part of it. America has the worst parents. Any parent listening to this that thinks it's okay to surgically alter their child, or that thinks that having a drag queen read to them in story time, there's something wrong with these parents' fucking brain. So in conclusion, be prepared, because President Trump is going to point out all the good things that are happening in America. And this media will look to destroy or spin it in a way that it sounds bad. And it sucks, because I always open all of these videos with independent voter, old, and computer illiterate. It takes me a long time to do the research. I shouldn't have to be my own journalist, but journalism is all but dead. There's some young kid that's in Minnesota that's revealing all the fraud. That kid is brilliant. It's time for the fraud to be exposed, to see all the money that was stolen by these senators and Congress people, and they need to go to jail. I did a previous video. I called it, "She's Hot, but She's Not." Pam Bondi should either resign or be fired. I want an attorney general that's going to start indicting these people. So be prepared. After President Trump points out all the positive things that are making America great again, I don't understand what's so bad about making your country great again. We were always great until the three presidents before President Trump. They were the setup. I also did a video called "The Three Before Him." When I saw a picture of all three of them after President Trump got elected in 2016, and the headline was like, "Trump not good for America," that just showed right there, seeing former presidents, Bill Degenerate, Warmonger and W, and Barack Pussy Old Jerkoff, all standing together smiling with the title of the article, "Trump No Good for America." If that didn't show you, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, that both parties are the same, then there's nothing I could say. I'm sorry that a lot of my fellow Americans, especially the young people, are so ignorant and don't know history. They know what's trending, but they don't know history. So thank you for listening. Be cool.